Every morning at 5:10 a.m., a soft alarm would chime on Ravi's phone, just loud enough to wake him, but never loud enough to stir his family. He never hit the snooze button. While the city slept, Ravi would slip out of bed, careful not to wake his wife, Meera, or their two children. He'd brush his teeth in the dim light, iron the same pale blue shirt he'd worn for years, and pack yesterday's rice and dal into a steel tiffin box. By 6 a.m., he was on the bus, another shadow melting into the dawn. Back home, this routine was invisible. It had become so normal no one even noticed it anymore. Meera often complained that Ravi was too quiet, that he was never emotionally available. Their teenage daughter Ananya thought her father was just boring. He always said no to new phones, to vacations, to eating out. Their younger son Arav barely saw him except for a brief moment late at night when Ravi returned smelling of dust and sweat, too tired for anything but sleep. To them, Ravi was just there. He worked as a maintenance supervisor in a factory on the edge of the city. 12-hour shifts, no air conditioning. Standing for most of the day under constant pressure from management with no promotion in years. But Ravi never spoke about it. If anyone asked how his day was, the answer was always the same: work was fine. One evening, the silence was shattered. Ananya, frustrated, snapped at him during dinner. "Appa, all my friends are going to Goa after their exams. Why do you always say we can't afford anything?" Ravi just looked down at his plate. "We'll see," he said softly. Meera sighed, adding her own weight to the moment. "You should try harder, Ravi. Other men our age are doing so much better." That night, long after everyone else was asleep, Ravi lay awake staring at the ceiling. Then came the Tuesday morning when Ravi didn't come home. No message, no call. By 9:30 p.m., Meera's irritation had morphed into a cold, creeping fear. She called his phone again and again, no answer. At 11 p.m., her phone finally rang, but it was an unfamiliar voice on the other end. "This is City General Hospital. Your husband collapsed at work. He's stable now, but you should come immediately." At the hospital, Meera saw Ravi on the bed, looking impossibly thin and pale, an IV drip attached to his arm. For the first time in years, she truly looked at him, not as a provider or a fixture in their home, but the man she had married. The doctor's words were blunt: severe exhaustion and dehydration. He's been pushing himself far too hard for far too long. Ananya stood frozen, her earlier anger turning to guilt. A factory worker who had brought Ravi to the hospital spoke quietly to them. Sir never complained. Even when he was sick, he would cover shifts for others. He always said he needed the overtime. "Overtime for what?" Ananya asked, her voice trembling. The man hesitated, then looked at her. "He told us, for your college fees," he said. When Ravi awoke, he saw his family gathered around him, their eyes red with unshed tears. Meera whispered, "Why didn't you tell us any of this?" Ravi managed a weak smile. "I didn't want you to worry." Ananya finally broke down, sobbing. "I thought you didn't care. I had no idea you were doing all this for us." Ravi looked at his daughter with a profound gentleness. Children don't need to know their parents' struggles. They just need to feel safe. After that day, life didn't magically change overnight. There was no sudden wealth or grand transformation. But small things shifted. Ravi started working fewer hours. Meera took up a part-time job to help. Ananya learned to ask a new question every evening. "How was your day, Appa?" And Arav started waiting up, not out of obligation, but to share dinner with his father. The house grew quieter, but it was a warm, comfortable silence. Ravi never became rich. He never went viral or received a medal for his sacrifices. But for the very first time when he came home tired, someone noticed. The strongest people in our lives often carry the heaviest burdens in silence.
not because they seek praise, but because their love is too deep to voice a complaint. Sometimes, love isn't loud or flashy. It simply shows up day after day, hoping that someone, somewhere, sees it before it's too late. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please share it with someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that matter.